If there were an integer between 3 and 4, what do you think that number would be? A renowned mathematician was absolutely convinced that finding this specific integer would make time travel possible and grant entry into fourth-dimensional space. His theory completely defied common sense, and everyone began to suspect he had lost his mind. Eventually, the brilliant professor was committed to a mental institution. To demonstrate reality to him, a psychiatrist placed candy beans on a table and challenged him. Arrange these to show the integer between 3 and 4. But no one anticipated that this simple task would actually rewrite history. The professor quickly arranged 3 beans, but froze before placing the 4th. He repeatedly picked it up and set it down. His eyes couldn't focus properly, and his movements became increasingly frantic. Unnoticed, the psychiatrist pocketed a handful of the candies and had the professor moved to room 304. At first, the doctor simply thought the professor had gone completely insane. However, while taking the elevator, he felt something strange. The descent from the 4th floor to the 3rd took unusually long, while the other floors passed normally. He was confused for a moment, but brushed it off, feeling pity for the professor's ruined legacy. Later, while reviewing the consultation recordings, the doctor recalled the professor's specific theory. The professor had argued that humans are just like ants. Just as ants can only perceive a 2-dimensional world and cannot comprehend 3-dimensional space, humans are unable to perceive higher dimensions. This thought began to haunt the doctor. To clear his head, he went to a bar. He aimlessly grabbed a handful of peanuts. Surprisingly, there were exactly 4. Frustrated, he tried to crush them, but the peanuts on the table simply wouldn't break. Before he could process this, he looked up and saw the professor by the window, scribbling formulas like a madman. The doctor rushed outside, but the moment he turned the corner, the professor vanished without a trace. Even stranger, an old TV in the alleyway was playing a scene from a car accident in his childhood. A woman had accidentally run over a man. The police could never identify the victim. It was as if he had never existed. The doctor was still in shock when he noticed a small boy standing in front of the TV. Looking closely, he realized the boy was his own younger self. Suddenly, the phone rang, and the doctor woke up with a start. It felt like a dream, but picking up the phone brought bad news. The hospital attendant reported a disturbance in the ward and urged him to come immediately. Upon arriving, he discovered that the door to room 304 had never been opened. The professor was gone, and the entire room was covered in mathematical formulas. The doctor stood frozen. Seeing the dense numbers scrawled on the walls sent a shiver down his spine. As he picked up a marker cap from the floor, the rest of the memories from the accident came flooding back, the capless marker and the scattered candies at the crash site. Before he could think further, he heard a sound. The caretaker noticed 3 candies on the table, silently picked one up, and ate it. The doctor tried to stop him, but it was too late. In the next instant, a bizarre sight unfolded. 3 candies were back on the table. The doctor finally understood everything. The professor had actually found that hidden number. Because of that discovery, he had traveled into the past, where he died in that very car accident. In that moment, time had completed its full circle. The mysterious force that had been stopping the professor wasn't madness, it was death, or perhaps a higher dimensional being.